I moved out of the Radiation Man cell for this? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, new video. So yesterday I told a story about when I got celled up in New Folsom with the Radiation Man. If you missed the video, make sure you go and check it out. It was pretty funny, man. Sad but true. So I left the Radiation Man cell and I moved in with a homie. And I already said yesterday he's from Coachella, so I'm just gonna call him Coachella, right? Now, Coachella was a big, hairy, gorilla-looking dude. Man, he was a big old hairy Mexican. He had fur everywhere, man. And he was a loud and aggressive type of individual. We had always got along, but him and my older homeboy, the cell I had left before I moved over to 6 building, when I left 7 building, I was celled with my older homeboy. This dude, Coachella, didn't like my homeboy. They didn't like each other. And that should have been their business and their business only, right? Well, so I move in with Coachella. And I want to give you an idea of how this dude was. I have to go ahead and start with this because I don't want any of the woods. I don't want any of the whites to be offended by this story, but it's a true story. And I have to go ahead and go into this part. So I've been to New Folsom on 2 different occasions. So the first time I was on B facility. Second time I was on C facility. Okay. The first time I was in New Folsom on B facility, the word was that the whites on B facility were frowned upon by their legends, and the ones on C facility were good. They were solid. When I was in New Folsom the second time, when I was on C facility, it was the reverse. The ones on B yard had got their act together. The ones on C yard, I don't know what their issue was. I don't know why, but their legends were mad at them, and we were aware of it. Okay, so this story is, I'm telling you about, this time is when the ones on B facility were having issues. And I will remind you guys, for those that didn't see the video, there was an individual on that yard, on B facility in New Folsom at this time, who had been a legend for the whites. He's pretty famous, pretty notorious. I'm not gonna say his name, but he wound up getting hit later. But at this time, he was still there. And I think that was a big part of why they were in trouble, or they were in a bad way with their legends. Now, getting back to my cellie, so before we were cellies, I would notice he would do certain things. And here's a favorite tactic of his. He would be on the yard busting down, doing burpees, doing rutina, working out. Again, he was a big dude. And I remember one occasion they announced, clear the track from 8 block to the program office for an escort. When the central tower says that, everybody is supposed to get out of the way, and they're going to escort somebody that probably, more than likely, they're going in the hole. They're getting rolled up for some reason, right? So everybody usually is going to look down there to see who do they get. And on this occasion, there was the door opened, the 8 block, and a white dude came out with 2 cops, and he's under escort. And right away, Coachella starts asking homies, hey, what's that vato's name right there? I don't know, I don't hang out with him. I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to know? He's like, hey, what's his name? Hey, Holmes, hey, does anybody know that vato's name? And somebody gave the name, and I don't remember the name. Let's say his name is Joey, right? Okay. So Coachella finds out now the guy's name is Joey. And if he could find out where he's from, he's gonna want that too. And then he's gonna ask, well, what he asked, and he did this on multiple occasions. His next question is, Hey, Holmes, is his Sally out here? Yeah, his Sally's right there. All right. What's his Sally's name? We're going to say his name's Paul, right? Okay. So this is what Coachella does. Now he knows Joey's in cuffs and Paul's his Sally and Paul's on the yard and Joey's under escort, right? So Coachella goes, "Hey, Paul!" Loud on the yard. Everybody looks like, what the fuck? Paul's like, and he goes, "Come here, Paul." And he's like, "Me?" And he goes, "Man, get over here right now, Holmes. I need to holler at you." So we're just watching, everybody's watching. And that part of the yard, it's all Southerners and whites. And everybody's watching. And he starts yelling to him, "Hey, that's your Sally right there, right? That Joey's your Sally, right?" He's like, "Yeah." "Where the fuck is he going right now?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm right here." And he's like, "Nah, fuck that, Holmes. Check this out. That vato fucking bought a paper from me yesterday. He's fucking locking it up without paying me. You're a Sally. I know you slammed some of that dope with them, Holmes. I want my fucking money, and you're gonna have to come up with it one way or the other. I want my $100, Holmes." And you being this, and he'll go on this whole trip. And he's a big dude, and he's aggressive, and he's talking shit to Paul about Joey and him slamming some dope. And Paul is like, "I didn't slam no dope last night. Like, hey, Holmes, check this out. I'm telling you right now." And he goes on one and on one. Next thing you know, Paul's like, "Look, bro, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know where he's going. I'm not going to give you $100. But what I can do is I'll go get you a paper. And we're just going to call it even." And Coachella's like, "Look, Holmes, this is some bullshit, Holmes. But since you only did half of the shot with him," and he's like, "I didn't do a shot." He's like, "Listen, Holmes, since you only did half of it, give me a fucking $50 paper and we're straight." And Paul went, copped a $50 paper of dope and gave it to Coachella. Coachella acts like he's mad. And when Paul walks off, he's like, "Got mine." Coachella went in the cell and slammed that dope. And he did this on several occasions. And the homies would tell him, like, "Hey, Holmes, that shit ain't cool, eh? That shit's not even funny, Holmes." Some homies thought it was funny, but that could lead to a serious incident. And there was an occasion where Coachella did that, and the dude didn't go to the hole. They put him in the cage while they were searching his cell because he was getting mouthy with the cops. And then they released him and let him go back to his cell. And then they were like, hey, man, what was up with that?" And he's like, "I was just messing with you, man, this and that." That's the kind of person. So I basically went from a cell with one J-Cat to another J-Cat. But one had real mental issues. The other one was just an asshole. And that's another J-Cat. So while we were cellies, again, we always got along fine outside of the cell. And that's what happens a lot of times in prison. If you get along really good with somebody outside of the cell, you don't cell up with them. Everybody has their little quirks. Everybody has their little things about them. And you'll find stuff that you don't like, and it could sour the friendship that you've developed. Now, in the cell, he was quiet. I was always quiet in the cell. That's your sanctuary, man. You want to bullshit now and then. Okay, cool. But that's when I would do my studies, watch movies, watch educational program, whatever, man, whatever. We would bullshit a little bit, but the majority of what Coachella wanted to talk about was my older homeboy. Man, your homeboy this and your homeboy that and your homeboy that. And finally I was like, "Hey, Holmes, he's 1 block away, Holmes. We're in 6 block. He's in 7 block. You see him every day. Why don't you tell him that, Holmes? You're older than me. I shouldn't have to be telling you this. Get at him, Holmes." That vato wouldn't do shit. I said, "Well, then you deal with that when you get there. But why are you telling me? I don't give a damn about what he does. I don't give a damn about what you're saying about him, Holmes. It's none of my business, eh? You don't like him, get at him, Holmes, or just stop talking about him." period, to me and everybody else. So we basically bumped heads over that, right? And a couple days went by, and it's a little tense in the cell. There's some tension. And he made a comment. And I don't remember exactly what the comment was, but it was a comment basically like, if you don't like what I gotta say, we could handle it. And he didn't say it in those exact words, but that was the gist of what he said. Let me tell you, Holmes, I jumped off my bunk before he was even done with the sentence. And I said, what's up, Holmes? Who do you think you got in the cell with you, eh? Because you got me fucked up. And he was like, oh, man, Holmes, see, you're taking it the wrong way. I said, I ain't taking shit the wrong way, Holmes. You know what you just said right now, and I'm here. I'm here. Like, I don't like what you got to say. I don't like hearing you talk about my homeboy or anybody else. I don't like a lot of shit that you do, Holmes. And I kept my mouth shut, but since you want to bring it up, yeah, what's up? Now, that could have led to something ugly. However, the track record that he had exhibited for other people, the scandalous ways, the fact that he was at least 15 years older than me, I was fine knowing if we get into it, I'm going to get the benefit of the doubt. This was back in a time where the politicking, there's always politicking, but people weren't so quick to step on a homie. So I knew he had exhibited so many scandalous ways, so many scandalous traits. He was a gossiper. He was a dope fiend, and there was just a lot of things to him where I knew the homies would be like, yeah, it shouldn't have happened. But the older one, Coachella, is at fault. So he didn't, we didn't get into it. And I just let him know, like, hey, Holmes, like, whatever you got to say about people, don't say it about me and don't say it to me, Holmes. And we'll be fine. Now, in California prisons, bullying is not allowed. Not amongst the raza, especially not amongst the southern raza. There's no bullying allowed. He tried to bully me, and it didn't work. And see, people like that exist. What they do is they try to bulldoze you. They want to see, like, where's this vato's heart? What kind of heart does he have? And what kind of brains does he have? And if I would have stayed on my bunk like, oh, come on, Holmes, that ain't right, he would have tried to bulldoze me. He probably had done it in the past to other cellies. And next thing you know, they're getting packages and they're buying everything he wants. And he's clucking it. And he gets them strung out. And they got their family fucking paying for their loved one's fucking drug habit as well as his cellies. Not me. Not at all. This is something that you would think would come natural to people. And for most people, it does. Some it doesn't. But those that went through the California Youth Authority, like I had, where it was for any kind of disrespect, get off. And why it was different. You smack them in the mouth right there on the spot, Holmes. You open your mouth right here, I'm going to smack you in the mouth right here. In the joint, you can't do that. But you guys had said, yeah, hey, tell us the story about your cellie after the radiation man. That was it. And it was funny because I had said, I told you the story the radiation man was a paisa. And Coachella had a cellie that was a paisa. So it was an easy swap. We just put the paisas together and then we celled up together, right? And I'm willing to bet that he was bullying that paisa. Because he was a very, don't get me wrong, there's paisas in there, shit, with it. But then there's others that they're very humble, very quiet. When it's time to get off, they'll get off, but they just trying to do their time and go home. And he had one of those, an older paisa, quiet dude. And so I'm glad that I was able to take that guy's spot in that cell and then put my cellie in his place and remind him, not everybody is afraid of you. Not everybody is gonna put up with your bullshit, and nobody wants to hear your fucking gossip. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love it, man. I'm out.